Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to JUENFO Kitchen, where we just enjoy food. But before we do, let me show you how to cut up this chicken. So the first thing you're gonna need is a sharp knife. It doesn't have to be this big, just make sure that your knife is sharp. Secondly, make sure that your chicken is partially frozen. It's way easier to manipulate and it's a lot easier to cut up. If you buy it in the chilled section, just pop it in the freezer and leave it for about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how powerful your freezer is. Now, cutting up a whole chicken might seem a bit intimidating for a lot of people, so the best way to think about it is to cut the chicken in half and then cut each half into two until we break it down to the size or pieces that we want, which is exactly what we're going to do in this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is to cut this off. And then I'm going to cut down the backbone here. Now some people cut out the backbone and it's very easy to do. Instead of cutting it in the middle, you just cut on either side and remove the backbone. And it's very good to make stocks and soups and things like that. But I don't have anything to do with it and I'm not going to throw it away because chicken is too expensive, so I normally leave it in. I'm just going to use a pair of cooking shears to do it because it's a lot easier. You can use a knife. I usually use a knife most of the time. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just try to get it as evenly as you can. By the way, this is what we call a spatchcocked or butterfly chicken. And you could roast your chicken like this. And roasting your chicken this way cuts down the cooking time significantly. And it allows it to roast a lot more evenly as opposed if we had left it whole like what we had it. Like the state in which we had it initially. So now we're going to finish cutting this into two. So now we have two chicken halves and you could actually roast it or grill it like this if you wanted to. So now we're going to cut each half into two, which will give us our quarters. I personally find it a little bit easier to cut it from this side. And now we have our chicken quarters. Again, we're going to cut each half into two, so just flip over your leg quarters and then just cut in between the joint here in order to separate the leg from the thigh. And for the breast, we're going to remove the wing. So just locate where the wing is joined to the breast and cut in between that joint. So the breasts are bigger in size, so I'll normally cut it into two or three depending on the size of the chicken. This chicken is not that large, so I'm gonna cut each breast into two. And there you have it now, guys, an entire chicken cut up, ready for roasting, frying, baking, grilling, or whatever you want. Now we're gonna break this chicken down further for stews. For stews, I don't usually leave the skin on, so first we're gonna remove it. So I'm gonna take my small knife here and start with the legs. And just peel it off like so. And the skin is easier to come off when you break your chicken down into smaller pieces. So because we didn't remove the backbone, for the thigh and the breast area, I normally like to clean out these cavities here and just remove any impurities that I see. as well as any extra pieces of fat. Alright, so now that we remove the skin, it's basically the same concept when we're breaking down the chicken for stews. You'd cut each piece into 2 or 3 depending on the size or how big you want your pieces. So for the leg, I'm just gonna cut into 2. And now my chicken is a little bit harder to cut because it has completely thawed out due to how hot my kitchen is. For the thighs, I'm gonna cut them into 2 as well. If they are bigger, I normally cut them into 3. And for each piece of breast, I'm gonna cut into 3. Again, it depends on how big your pieces are. Just gonna cut this again because it's a little bit bigger than the rest. Alright, so you get the gist. For the wing, I normally cut off the tip. And discard this part. And then cut each wing into 2. And if there's extra skin on there, I'd normally remove this as well. And if you see any feathers or anything like that, make sure you remove them, alright? And now my chicken is broken down and ready for stews. And that is literally it, guys. Not as hard as you thought it was. Of course, I'm gonna wash it before I season. If you found this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe. I'll be using this to make some curry chicken, which I have a video for, so I'll go ahead and link it for you guys so you can check it out. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, live life to the fullest and just enjoy food.